Come in.
Hi Cassie, how you doing today?
Good, how are you?
Good. I'm Christy. I'm an occupational therapy assisting student. I'm going to get my hands washed real quick and then we're going to get started on a couple of activities.
Okay.
Sound good? Okay.
That's good.
Okay. So I understand that you've had a total hip arthroplasty. Can you tell me on which leg and where your incision site was with the, from the surgery?
On my right leg, behind my right leg.
Behind your right leg.
Mhm.
Okay. And on a scale of 0 to 10, can you rate your pain for me? 0 being no pain at all, and 10 being the worst pain that you've ever felt in your life?
It's about a 5.
A 5. Okay. So you're experiencing a little bit of pain. That is something that we are going to go over today. We're going to talk about pain management, how to reduce that pain before you're discharged here today. We're going to talk about some lower body dressing, and we're going to practice some using a couple of adaptive equipment pieces. And we're going to get you up and walking with your walker, kind of review those safety measures. And we're also going to do a tub bench shower transfer because you are scheduled to shower tomorrow. And I'm sure that is something that you're very much looking forward to after being in this hospital bed. So we definitely want to get you up and used to that transfer so you can get that done tomorrow. So to start off with, I understand that this surgery was kind of an emergency. So they probably didn't have a lot of time to go over special pieces of adaptive equipment with you. Bless you.
Thank you.
Is that correct?
Correct.
Okay, so first we're going to talk about this reacher. So it's got this handle at the bottom that you squeeze with this little trigger. And then you can see how it extends out here. And at the end here, there's these little grabbers that when you pull the trigger, it grabs. So you can use this for multiple things. It's also got this hook on the back here, which can be helpful in pulling up your socks as well. But today we're going to use this to help put your pants on. So I'm going to show you how to do that before we get started. Just to keep in the back of your mind, you're going to take your pants and you're going to completely roll them all the way up like this so you can see through the hole. You're going to put your reacher grabber on there and you're going to lower it to the floor. And then you're going to slip it over your affected leg first and pull it up using the reacher. And then once you get that up, you can bend as you please with this leg to get the pants on. And then we're going to do some socks. And for the socks, we're going to use the sock aid, which you can see it has 2 long strings on it. You're going to take the socks and roll them all the way down. And you're going to put it over the sock aid, stretching the sock all the way up. And again, you're going to lower that to the floor and pull that sock up using the strings. Now, I'm doing a lot of bending and flexing, but some precautions to keep in mind with your surgery on your right leg in the posterior. Some precautions that I know you've heard before, but we're going to go over them again just because it's very important. So first, you don't want to bend your trunk past 90 degrees of flexion. So standing straight up is 90. You want to kind of maintain leaning back. That's going to be very important when we get to the tub bench. So when we sit down for that, you're going to want to sit down slowly with leaning back and making sure that you don't pass that 90 degrees. And then you're going to have to lift your leg over. So when you lift your leg over, I want you leaning back, pulling your leg up and lifting it over the edge. Kind of help that leg over. And then, so no flexion past 90 degrees, but you also can't do any internal and external rotation. So your leg your toes should be pointed straight at the wall at all times. If they go to the right or to the left, that is going to be rotating your leg. So I want you to keep that focus on keeping your toes straight and pointed and not turning them either way. And then the last precaution, so 90 degrees of flexion, no internal, external rotation, and no adduction. So you don't want to be crossing these legs at any point in time, okay? You don't want this leg to go through adduction. Now, when you break these precautions, you're gonna feel pain. So it's gonna be kind of easy to stay within those, but we really need you safe on those precautions. We need you practicing everything that you do within the guidelines of these precautions. So today, it's gonna be tricky. You're probably gonna forget a lot. I'm gonna be here with you to totally assist you and making sure that we don't break those precautions, because that is gonna help a lot with your pain management. The more that, the thing with pain management too is that you want to find a very good level of activity and rest, okay? So as much as rest is important, activity is too. Because if we aren't working on this, getting your leg moving, working on increasing, range of motion later on, but like strength and endurance, then you're not going to get any better, and these movements, like any movement, is just going to be just as painful. So you are going to experience some pain as we're working on it, but it is going to help. Like you're going to eventually progress to where you can totally move your leg completely free and hopefully pain-free. So I don't want you to have any fear or anxiety towards that, because that can also increase pain, decrease activity participation, and then ultimately you're not going to get any better. So don't fear or worry about that. We're not going to let you do anything that we don't think that you can handle, and especially today I'm going to be here with you, completely assisting you and helping you out in this matter. Okay, so also I know that you have osteoarthritis and carpal tunnel on both of your hands. So we're gonna have to work on managing that as well. With a walker, I know that can be hard. So some things that I would recommend is some heat modalities to start off with, which you have been living with carpal tunnel. So I'm sure you've undergone some sort of management with this before. But heat before for 10 to 20 minutes, probably no longer than 20 minutes though. If you're feeling dizzy or your skin is feeling hot and you do have any skin integrity, is definitely remove those modalities right away. But I will be supervising those as we use them as well. So don't worry too much about that. And then afterwards, you're going to want to ice as well to reduce that edema, that swelling, and that pain for arthritis. So those are some things you can do to help manage that. I know that's a problem for you. Do you have any questions for me so far?
No, I think you explained it well.
Okay. All right. So the first thing that we're going to do then is we're going to work on bed mobility, because you're in the perfect position for that. So let's scoot this out of the way. Okay. And can you, using these arms flat on the ground, you can bend this leg up, which will probably help you, but I want you to bridge your pelvis here, kind of lift it up off the bed, making sure not to turn this foot right or left, keeping it straight. Good. Now can you go back down and scoot to the end of the bed? Good. Oh, careful. Good job. All right, now you can scoot to the head of the bed. Very slowly, take your time. All right, very good. I'm not gonna have you roll, because I don't want you moving this outside of your precautions. And I feel like if you rolled Normally I would have you roll and grab the grab bar on that side and then roll and grab the grab bar on this side, but I don't want you breaking any precautions just yet. It is the first day after your surgery, so we're not going to do that quite yet. What we're going to do next is I'm going to have you sit up, but I'm going to move all these items to this side because I want to be on your affected leg side as we're working together. So I'm going to try and do most of the work, pretty much all of the work here and getting you up. What we're going to do is I'm going to first kind of swing your legs off the bed and then slowly like turn you to sit you up. And as you're sitting up, I want you to keep in mind that you should be leaning back a little bit, not to break that 90 degrees of trunk flexion. All right, ready? 1, 2, 3. Good. Keep that leg straight. Good. All right. Now this is a gait belt. It's going to help me so I can assist you as you're walking. I'm going to put this on you. Now it's supposed to be tight, so I can keep a good hand on you, but not too tight that you can't breathe, okay?
Okay.
How does that feel?
Feels good.
Good? Okay. All right. So, can you demonstrate for me rolling up your pants? Actually, how about we scoot you to the end of the bed first? Sorry about that. Good job leaning back. Good job keeping your toe forward. And do you know what partial weight bearing means?
No.
So that's the status that you're at. So you can rest your foot on the ground like that. You can put partial weight on that, but you should never be putting full weight on that leg ever. Okay?
Okay.
All right. So can you roll these pants up for me? Just like I showed you in the beginning. All right. All right, so then we would attach your reacher onto there, and we would lower it to the floor, and you would put your leg in, and then you would pull it up with the reacher. When you can, grab it with your hand, keeping in mind that trunk flexion, and pull it all the way up, and then you can put it on this leg as needed. You would be able to bend, but take this off. And then taking it off as well, you would be able to, you would scoot it down like that, and you would be able to use your reacher to kind of push it off. But I would do, so just as you do your affected leg, you put it on first and then your unaffected leg. When you take it off, I would do it in reverse. Do this leg first and then this leg. Okay, because that's going to make it a little easier. Okay, can you reach your socks there? And put those on the socket. Good. Yep, and then you would slide that sock all the way up the socket, and you would use the handles here. You would lower it to your foot, and then you would use the handles to pull that sock so it would go all the way onto your foot there. Good. And then you would be able to do this one on your own. You could lift up your leg and do that one. Okay, very good. So the next thing that we're gonna do is we're gonna get standing to your walker. Now I know physical therapy went over some of the precautions and whatnot with the walker. I just want you to make sure that you're maintaining partial weight bearing status on this foot and putting your weight on this foot for now, okay?
Mm-hmm.
So as you move the walker forward, just keep that in mind. So we'll grab the walker and we'll get you standing here. Good. Oh, you okay?
Yeah.
Okay. Now we're gonna go over to the shower here. And we're gonna turn the walker to the side so you'll be able to use it easily when you get out. Okay. And now I want you to reach back for that shower bench and kind of lower your body, keeping that 90-degree flexion. Good. And scoot back. Good. Did you feel that you put any full weight on this leg at all for that? Okay. All right. So maintaining leaning back, can you put your unaffected leg, lift it over the side into the tub there? Leaning back to not. Good. And now scoot. Good. And over. Good. And scoot fully in. All right. Now you're in the tub. That's great. You're going to be able to get a good shower tomorrow. We're going to head back out. So lift this leg. Okay, now scoot. And remember to lean back. Good. All right. Okay. Now we're going to get standing again. Remember to keep leaning back until we're ready. Can you reach them out? And stand. Good. Okay, now we're going to head back this way. And we're going to put the walker there. And we're going to sit back down. I know this bed is a little high. Normally I would lower it. And scoot back in. Let me get this gate off of you. Okay, so now that we're all finished here, can you tell me, did your pain level increase at all?
A little bit.
So on a scale of 0 to 10, what would you say it's at now?
Like a 7.
A 7, okay. So that's a pretty significant increase. Some things that we can do is we can try and work around your schedule so that we are delivering these therapy services closer to when you are going to be getting your pain medication. But like I said, as we continue activity and incorporate activity with rest, it's going to continue to decrease. That pain is going to hopefully continue to decrease. So we're going to keep a close eye on that pain management because that is one of our goals for discharge. We want to get you down to from like a 0 to 3 for pain. So we'll continue to work on that. We'll continue to work on lower body dressing. I know those are completely new adaptive equipments for you, but I feel like for your first day, you actually did pretty good. So for our next session, we'll work on that as well. We're going to continue to work on your precautions. I do feel like you're doing pretty well with them. Like I said, pain is a good indicator that you are breaking those precautions. So I think you did pretty well with that, but it's something that's going to probably leave your mind every once in a while, and you're not going to even realize that you're doing it. So we'll continue to work on your activities of daily living, which is stuff that you do every day, like getting to the bathroom, washing your face, brushing your teeth, showering, bathing, all that good stuff. And we'll monitor your precautions as we do it. So every time you break it, like, we're going to be here to adjust it and straighten it back out. So that's going to get like burned into your brain. So don't worry about that. And then tomorrow you'll be hopefully showering and bathing. And do you have any other questions for me before I leave?
Are you going to write all this down?
Yeah.
Is your paperwork to take home?
Yes, absolutely. But like I said, we're going to be going over it so much. By the end of your stay here, you're you're gonna be a professional on it. So,
Perfect.
all right. Well, great job today, and I will see you at your next session.
Thank you.
Thanks.